Union Budget 2024 to 2025. I take immense pleasure to share my opinion on Budget 2024 to 2025 given by our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on 23rd July 2024. First, let us know what is Union Budget. Union Budget is the income and expenditure of a government on the country in a particular year. Our Finance Minister stated that people of our country repose their faith in the government led by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and the people had faith and trust in the policies of our Prime Minister. Government determines to ensure that all the people, regardless of their religion, caste, gender and age, ensure the progress in the realizing their essential needs and aspirations. Interim budget. As mentioned in interim budget, the government focuses on 4 categories, namely Garib, which means poor, Mahilayan, which means women, Yuva, which means youth, and Annadata, which means farmers. For Annadata, government has announced higher minimum support prices a month ago and delivering on the promise of at least 50 crore rupees, 50% of margin of over costs. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana was extended for 5 years. Your budget theme. Government focus on skilling, employment, MSMEs and middle class. Budget priorities. The people have a unique opportunity for getting the government given priorities for people, and as government promised to give a clear roadmap for the Viksit Bharat, which means developed India. There are 9 priorities given by our government. They are productivity and resilience in agriculture, employment and skilling, inclusive human resource development and social justice, manufacturing and services, urban development, energy security, infrastructure, innovation, research and development, and next generation reforms. In that, I am going to talk about first priority, productivity and resilience in agriculture, transforming agriculture research. Government will undertake a comprehensive review of the agriculture to research setup to bring high yielding varieties and climate resilient varieties. New release of new varieties. New 109 high yielding varieties, climate resilient varieties of 32 field and horticulture crops will be released for the cultivation by farmers. Natural farming. In the next 2 years, 1,000 farmers across India will be initiated to increase the natural farming in every place. 10,000 need-based bio-input resource centers will be established. Government also talked about vegetation and supply chains, digital public infrastructure, shrimp production and export, natural cooperation policy, and government has dedicated 1.52 lakh crores for agriculture and allied forces. Thank you.
It's my privilege to continue and add few more points in this budget 2024 to 2025. In this budget 2024 to 2025, government will implement the following 3 schemes by employment linked incentive. This employment linked incentive is based upon the EPFO, which stands for the Employees Provident Fund Organization. This employment fund provident organization for the first time was supported by the employees and employers. As I told you before, this EPFO government had given the 3 schemes. There are 3 schemes. Now I would like to share about those 3 schemes. Scheme number 1 is first timers. The main aim of this scheme is that to provide 1 month wages to each and every person who are entering newly into the workforce of all formal sectors. This scheme is expected to benefit nearly 210 lakh youth. My second scheme is job creation in manufacturing. This scheme, the main aim of this scheme is to provide jobs to each and every person who are working in the manufacturing sector. This scheme is expected to benefit nearly 30 lakh youth entering into the employment. Scheme number 3 is support to employers. This scheme is nearly related to scheme number 2. As I told in scheme number 2, the government is providing jobs to the only manufacturing sector. But coming with scheme number 3, the government is providing jobs to all the kinds of sectors. The government will reimburse to employees up to rupees 3,000 per month for 2 years towards the EPFO contribution. This scheme is expected to benefit nearly 50 lakh persons. These are all about the schemes which was implemented by the government. Now I would like to share few points about employment and skilling. The first thing is participation of women in the workforce. Here, there will be the high facilitation of participation of women in the workforce. Means every woman should be participated in every work. The second program is skilling program. 20 lakh youth will be skilled over a 5-year period. That means 20 lakh people will be able to get skilled in the period of 5 years. And the third one is skilling loans. This is closely related to skilling program. And the fourth one is educational loans. In this educational loans, the government is ready to provide nearly 10 lakh rupees for the children or the people who can't able to study and who are in the problems, who are facing the financial problems. Thank you.
Etc. Support for promotion of MSMEs. MSMEs are micro, small, medium enterprises. This budget provides special attention to the MSMEs and manufacturing, especially in labor-intensive management. We have also formulated a special package which will cover the financial status of MSMEs, and it will also give the support, technological support for the small businessmen, and it will also help them to grow and compete with the global world. There are a total of 633.9 lakh MSMEs in total India. Next scheme. Credit guarantee scheme for MSMEs in manufacturing sector. For facilitating term loans to MSMEs for purchase of machinery and equipment without collateral or third-party guarantee, a credit guarantee scheme will be introduced. As a part of this scheme, the Mudra loans will also be enhanced. The Mudra loans will be enhanced from 20 lakh rupees from the current day 10 lakh rupees to the MSMEs who have successfully repaid their previous loans. Next, this Union Budget 2024-2025 is also aiming on unemployed youth. The government will also launch a scheme which will provide internship for 1 crore unemployed youth in top 500 companies in the upcoming 5 years. This scheme will also give them 12 months of business environment, and the starting salary by this scheme is 5,000 rupees per month, and the training cost for the employees will also be taken up by the company themselves. Another thing this Union Budget 2024-2025 will be focusing on is the development of cities by constructing industrial parks. The government will facilitate development for investment-ready plug-and-play industrial parks which will be constructed in nearly 100 cities. This will also help in the development of those cities and help in the development of the infrastructure. Thank you.
Up to now, you all have discussed and shared your thoughts upon the priorities and schemes of Union Budget. Now, I would like to share my thoughts upon the proposals of Union Budget. First, I will share thoughts upon the indirect taxes. Indirect taxes under the budget 2024-2025 aim to boost the domestic manufacturing and exports. It has decreased taxes on incidence on the common man and reduced the burden and cost for trade and industries. This also enhanced the revenue of state and central government. Union budget has proposed that customs duties intend to support the domestic manufacturing while keeping the interest on the general public and consumer surmount. Now I would like to share my thoughts upon the sector-specific duties proposals. First, if we talk about medicine and medical equipment, to enhance and provide the relief for the cancer patients, the Union Budget has proposed to give 3 more and suggest 3 more medicines for the relief of the cancer patients. Mobile phones and the related parts. Over the last 6 years, the mobile phone industries in the India has been very matured. As the interest of the consumers has grown, the Union Budget thought to reduce the BCD, basic custom duties of the mobile phones and mobile chargers to 15%. Now if we take critical minerals such as lithium, copper, cobalt and rare earth metals. These are very critical for sectors like nuclear energy, renewable energy, space, defense and telecommunication and high-tech electronics. So that the union budget has proposed a solution to reduce the BCD on these two of them and remove the BCD on 25 critical minerals. Solar energy. Energy transition is critical for for fighting the change of climate. For this, union budget proposed to expand the list of goods used for manufacturing the solar panels and solar cells in the country. If we talk about marine products, India's seafood in the last financial year has increased a lot to 60,000 crore rupees. So, the union budget thought to enhance the competitiveness on these marine products by reducing the BCD on certain broodstocks, fishes and shrimps to 5%. Similarly, to enhance the competitiveness between the leather and textile sectors, union budget has proposed to reduce BCD on real down filling material from duck or goose. Now let's see the precious metal like gold and precious metal jewelries in the country. To expand and enhance the values of these gold and silver, the government decided to decrease the BCD on gold and silver to 6% and that on the platinum to 6.4%. If we talk about other metals like steel and copper, these metals are very expensive, so that the union budget thought to reduce the cost of production by decreasing and removing the BCD on ferronickel and blister copper. To increase value in the domestic electronical industries, the union budget removed the BCD on oxygen-free copper for manufacturing of the resistors. Plastics like PVC flex banners are very hazardous and non-biodegradable and will cause health problems and environmental problems. So, to stop the imports of these plastic materials, the government has raised the BCD on 10 to 25%. And the government also proposed to raise the budget on 10 to 15% on the specific telecom equipments. To promote trade facilitations, the government thought to increase the time for exporting of goods imported for repairs from 6 months to 1 year. Thank you.
2024 to 2025 budget is the next generation reforms, and also they named a coin called the Viksit Bharat, which means a developed country, and also this indicates the 2047, the 100 years independence, and the Yuva indicates the youth, and the Garib indicates the poor, and Mahila M indicates the woman, and also Annadata indicates the farmer. This is my privileges and some suggestions to add in this was productivity and resilience in agriculture. Firstly, transforming agricultural research. By researching of a climate and also crops, we get beneficial. By the climate's research, we can cultivate the different types of variety of crops. And secondly, national cooperative policy. This was divided into sectors. This agriculture was sector as a primary sector, and Atmanirbhar Bharat. This Atmanirbhar Bharat consists of natural oils produced from the cultivation of mustard seeds, sunflower seeds, soybean and anemone. And next, vegetable production and supply chain. This was promoted by FPOC, which stands for Farmer Producer Organization. This organization cultivates the vegetables and transports to all other marketing. And also release of new varieties. These release of new varieties also get beneficial to our marketing and balancing of the amount. And the more than the 1 crore farmers are in the natural farming who certificated for the next 2 years. And shrimp production. This was the second largest producer shrimp production. This shrimp production was facilitated through NABRD, which stands for National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, and also Digital Public Infrastructure, which DPI. This gives the lands free lands for the farmers for the next 3 years, and also introduce the Kisan credit card, which were used for cultivation of our farmers. Thank you.
Things about budget 2024-2025. In this budget 2024-2025, I am going to say about next generation reforms. The main theme of next generation reforms is high growth of economy and enhance the efficiency of markets and sectors. My first topic, economic policy framework. An economic policy framework formulated to delineate the overarching approach to economic development and set the scope of the next generation of reform for facilitating employment opportunities and sustaining high growth. Our government encouraging and initiating many reforms. First one, improving productivity of factors of production, and second one, facilitating markets and sectors to become more efficient. These reforms will cover all factors of production, namely land, labor, capital and entrepreneurship and technology as an enabler of improving total factor productivity and bridging inequality. Second topic, land related reforms by state governments. The main theme of land related states by government is ownership, increasing productivity. Land related reforms and actions in rural and urban areas will cover. First one, land administration, planning and management. Second one, urban planning, usage and building by laws. Third topic, rural and land related actions. Rural land related actions will include, first one, assignment of unique land parcel identification number ULPIN or Bhu Aadhaar for all lands. Second one, digitalization of cadastral maps. Third one, survey of map subdivisions as per current ownership. Fourth one, establishment of land registry. Fifth one, linkers to the farmers registry. Thank you.
And the aim of the Vikasit Bharat. The key points: interim budget, priorities of the government, direct tax proposals, indirect tax proposals, allocations of major schemes, division of union budget, manufacturing of and services. These are the one of the main key priorities of the 2024 and 2025 union budget. Now, by listening these key priorities, we get a doubt in our mind, that is why we need the Vikasit Bharat. The main aim of Vikasit Bharat to make the India as a developed nation by 2047. We know that India got the independence in the 1947. By 2047, we reach the 100 years of independence. So that our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman outlined the three priorities of the budget 2024 towards approaching this goal. The vision includes the economic growth, environmental sustainability, social reform and good governance. So we finally get a point that our government is getting ready to make the India as a developed country from developing country. Thank you.
Okay, good, my dear children. I appreciate.
He shared his thoughts about indirect taxes. Now I would like to share few thoughts about direct taxes. Under budget 2024 to 2025, we will continue our efforts to simplify taxes, to improve taxpayer services and to provide tax certainty and to reduce the litigation while enhancing revenues for the funding of the government and for welfare schemes of the government. Comprehensive Review of Income Tax Act 1961, simplification for charities and of TDS. The two acts exemptions review for charities are proposed to be merged into one. Simplification for reassessment, simplification and rationalization of capital gains, taxpayer services. Almost all the taxpayer services are under GST and some of them are under customs, and including these, the income tax is being digitalized. Now I would like to share few more thoughts about personal income tax. Now coming towards personal income tax rates, I have two announcements to make. For those who are opting for the new tax regime, firstly, deduction of salaried employees for increasing for 50,000 to 75,000. Similarly, deduction of family pensioners and pensioners for enhancing 15,000 to 25,000. This will relate to about 4 crore people and salaried individuals and pensioners. Secondly, in the new tax regime, the tax rate structure is proposed to be revised as follows: 0 to 3 lakh rupees 0%, 3 to 7 lakh rupees 5%, 7 to 10 lakh rupees 15%, 10 to 12 lakh rupees 15%, 12 to 15 lakh rupees 20%, and above 15 lakh rupees 30%. The results of these changes is a salaried employee in the new tax regime stands to save up until 70,500 rupees in the income tax. From the both direct taxes and indirect taxes, the result of their proposals are revenue for about 37,000 to 29,000 crores in the direct taxes and 8,000 crores in indirect taxes will be foregone. Including that, revenue for about 30,000 crores will be additionally mobilized. Therefore, the total revenue foregone will be 7,000 crores annually. Thank you.
I like to share a few more points on Union Budget 2024 to 25. Employment and skilling. PM's package 3 schemes for employment skill-linked initiative. 1 month wage to new entrants in all formal sectors in 3 installments up to rupees 15,000. Expected to benefit 210 lakh youth. Employers provide fund organism. Government will reimburse EPFO for contributions for employees rupees 3,000 per month for 2 years for all new hires, expected to generate 50 lakhs jobs. Skilling program. 20 lakh youth can be skilled over a 5-year period. 1,000 training institutes will be upgraded in hub and spoke arrangements with outcome orientation. Course content and design aligned as per skill needs of industry. Thank you.
To share some knowledge I will get in the Indian Budget 2024 to 2025. Development and Social Justice. Purvodaya. Vikas B. Virasat B. Allocation more than 3 lakh crores for schemes benefiting women and girls. Pradhan Mantri Janjatiya Unnat Abhiyan. Improving the social economic condition of tribal communities covering 63,000 villages, benefiting first 5 crore tribal peoples. More than 100 branches of India Post Payment Bank will be set up in the North-East region. Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act. Financial support of 1,500 crores will be arranged in finance year 2024 to 2025. Completion of Poravaram irrigation project ensuring food security of nation. Thank you.
Some more points about the Indian Budget 2024 and 2025 about the urban development. Then what is urban development? The developing of city is called urban development. There are 4 types: stamp duty, street marketing, transit-oriented development, water development. What is stamp duty? Encouraging state to less stamp duty for properties of purchased by women. Street marketing. For checking the food is quality or not in labs, they need 100 labs for city, so for that they will invest 30 lakhs above. Transit-oriented development. To develop the bridges, towns, roads, transport, etc. is called transit-oriented development. Water development. To develop the sewage and agriculture irrigation is called water development. Housing needs. PM Yavas Yojana Urban 2.0. Needs of 1 crore urban poor and middle class families will be addressed with an investment of 10 lakhs crores. To pay the rent of houses, the rent will be decreases. Thank you.
I take privilege to add some more points to Union Budget 2024 to 2025. Energy security initiative which private sector in nuclear energy, energy audit, pumped storage policy, AUSC thermal power plant. 1 crore household obtain free electricity up to 300 units every month. 1.28 crore households and 14 lakh new applications so far in infrastructure. Provision of 11,11,111 crores for infrastructure. 1.5 lakh crores to states as long-term interest-free loans to support resource allocation. Thank you.
For the 2024 to 2025 budget, I am going to add some few more points. Development for Vishnu Park Temple and Mahabodhi Temple corridor is modeled in Kashi Vishwanath Temple corridor. Comprehensive development for Roorkee is undertaken which holds religious significance for Hindus, Buddhists and Jains. The development of Nalanda has a tourist center that is Nalanda University that has a glorious statue. Assistance for the development of Odisha Sainik is beauty, temples, monuments or etc. They are three largest budget items. They are healthcare, social service and defense. Thank you.
Related actions. Land records in urban area will be digitized with GIS mapping. Unique land parcel identification or Puhu Aadhaar for all lands. Digitization of cadastral maps. Survey of maps subdivisions as per current ownership. Establishment of land registries. Linkage to the farmers registries. Improving of land administration, planning and management. Thank you.
I would like to share some more points about budget 2024 to 2025. Tax proposals. Tax proposals are undertaken by Revenue Minister. Simplification of taxes. Simplification of taxes are divided into 4 types. Review of Income Tax Act 1961, simplifications and charities of TDS. TDS stands for Term Deposit Scheme, litigation and appeal depending on tax base. Sector specific custom duty proposals. Comprehensive review of the rate structure, essay trade, removal of duty, inversion and reduction of duty. Thank you. As per India Budget 2024 to 2025, in my idea I would like to share some more points about changes in custom duty. Number 1, full exempt 3 more cancer medicines from custom duties. Beneficiaries affordable medicines. Number 2, reduce BCD to 15% on mobile phone and mobile PCBA and charger. Beneficiaries mobile industry. Number 3, reduce custom duty on gold and silver to 6% and platinum to 6.4%. Beneficiaries domestic value addition. Number 4, reduce BCD on shrimp and fish feed to 5%. Beneficiaries are enhanced competitiveness in marine exports. Number 5, exempted for more capital goods for manufacturing of solar cells and panels. Beneficiaries support energy transition. Number 6, full exempt custom duties on 25 critical minerals. Beneficiaries boost to strategic sectors. In Union Budget 2025 to 2024 to 25, I would like to share my opinion. India's next generation reforms. The Union Budget 2024 to 2025 outlines a comprehensive plan economic growth and development, emphasizing next generation reforms. The government aims to create a robust and inclusive economic framework. Thank you.
I would like to add few more points to Union Budget 2024 to 2025. Direct taxes proposals. To reduce the complex burden, promote entrepreneurial spirit, and to provide tax relief to citizens. Rationalization of capital gains. Short-term gains of financial assets to attract 20% of tax rate. Long-term gains of financial assets to attract 12.5% of tax rate. In increase in limit of exemption of capital gains on financial asset to rupees 1.25 lakh per year. Employment and investment. Abolish angel tax for all classes of investors. Simple tax regime to operate domestic cruise. Provide safe harbors for foreign mining companies. Corporate tax rate on foreign companies reduced from 40% to 35%. Simplifying new tax regime. Savings up to 17,500. 0 to 3 lakhs nil, 3 to 7 lakhs 5%, 7 to 10 lakhs 10%, 10 to 12 lakhs 15%, 12 to 15 lakhs 20%, more than 15 lakhs 30%. Standard deductions for salaried employees increased from rupees 50,000 to rupees 75,000. Deductions on family pension for pensioners increased from rupees 50,000 to rupees 25,000. Rupees comes from 5% from union duties, 19% from income tax, 27% from borrowing and other liabilities, 9% from non-tax receipts, 1% from non-debit capital receipts, 4% from customs, 17% from corporate tax, 18% from GST and other taxes. Rupees goes to pension for pensions 4%, interest payments 19%, for sector scheme 16%, for subsidies 6%, for defense 8%, for state shares of taxes and duties 21%, for finance commission and other transfers 9%, for centrally sponsored scheme 8%, other expenditure 9%. Thank you. Take the privilege to add some more points on the allocations of the major schemes in crores. In the first, it is the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Government Act. In 2023 to 2024, it was 60,000. Now it had increased to 86,000 in the year 2024 to 2025. Next in the list it is research and development projects. It was 840 in 2023 to 2024. Now it has increased to 1200. In the next it is the nuclear power projects. It is 442 in 2023 to 2024. Now it had increased to 2,228. In the next, the PLI for medical industry. It is 1200 and in 2023 to 2024 it had increased to 2143. The next is the development of semiconductors and display manufacture. Up to now it is 3000. Now it had increased to 6903. In the next it is solar power. It is up to now 4970. Now it had increased to 10,000. The next is the direct benefit transfer LPG. It is 180 in the year 2023 to 2024. Now it had increased to 1500. Next, the lines of credit under IDEA scheme. It is 1300 up to now. but it had increased to 3,849. Thank you.
Union Budget 2024-2025. I do appreciate them with a special appreciation tomorrow in culmination English Statica. And I take the privilege to extend my sincere gratitude to Social Department also for this activity. Thank you everyone. Very good, my dear. Presented excellently well. Okay. Okay, my dear.